Ford in Australia is enjoying huge success with the Ranger Ute and the Mustang sports car. The rest of the range so-so, including things like the Focus. But now there is an all-new Focus out, this guy here, and Ford is hoping it can make a big splash in that small car segment. Here are 5 things you need to know about this all-new Focus. Number 1, the Focus family has been stretched and massaged a bit, and it's going to be a lot broader than it's been in the past. And that includes a new model called the Active. It's a little bit SUV inspired, so it's got suspension that sits 30mm higher and some styling tweaks. So a little bit of that SUV flavour. What it doesn't have is all-wheel drive. So really it's more chunky driveways, maybe big speed humps, not going off-road. Number 2, it has one fewer cylinder than all its rivals. Yes, it's only a 3-cylinder in a market that's very much dominated by 4 cylinders. What it does get is a turbocharger, so you've still got plenty of oomph. You've got 240 Newton meters of torque and 134 kilowatts of power. Only a 1.5 litre engine, but it does go pretty well. It is an engine that's pretty good to drive, helped out by an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's got plenty of mid-range pull, so lots of torque where you need it most. A little bit of throminess low down in the rev range, but once you start revving it, fine. Number 3, you will pay plenty for it. Ford has basically ditched the base model car, the Ambiente, although it looks like one of those might appear at some point, maybe 2019, 2020. For now though, it starts with the trend, and you can only get an automatic transmission, so $25,990 plus on-road costs, so you're looking at the best part of 29 grand to drive a Focus away. Not cheap. Fortunately, you do get a fair bit for your money, including things like auto emergency braking. By the time you step up to one of these ST lines with a bit of sportiness and some red stitching, a bit of wow factor to the visuals, then you'd get even more things like wireless phone charging, for example, and some bigger wheels and tyres. Number 4, it is among the best driving small cars on the market. Now the Focus has always been pretty adept dynamically, but this one steps it up a notch. It's got really fluid, crisp steering, so you know what's going on. The body control is fantastic, so it's got an athleticism to it. It's got a bit of excitement, but at the same time, driving at normal speed, just cruising around town, it's quite relaxed. If there's one criticism, it's perhaps the ride. It's not stiff, but it is a little bit more taut than what some may expect. But hey, the trade-off is you get a terrific driving car. Number 5, you can get a wagon. Do you remember those? Small wagons, there used to be quite a few of them. You could get Hyundais, Toyotas, Mitsubishis, all sorts of things. These days, there's hardly any. Volkswagen Golf is one of the only ones still around. That's because everyone has switched over to SUVs. But Ford thinks a Focus wagon could appeal to some of those people who need the space, who need the flexibility of a wagon, but don't necessarily want a high-riding SUV. And the Focus wagon is actually quite a different car to the hatch, mainly in the suspension. It's got a completely unique rear suspension system. So these hatchbacks use a more basic torsion beam set up in the rear. The wagon, it gets an independent rear suspension system. On top of that, they've also pushed the dampers or the shock absorbers further out so that it creates more load space. So they've really thought about how that car can be used. And it works. You certainly get an enormous luggage area on it. So that is the all-new Ford Focus. It's certainly a big step up. Now, if you want more details, go and read our full review at practicalmotoring.com.au.